Me and my clients make anywhere from 5, 10 to 20K per month with their personal brands by selling high-ticket online coaching, and I just created a workshop for them, which I actually only give to my clients, and we do that every single Wednesday, and I recorded it, and I wanted to give it to you guys because this is something that a lot of people are overlooking, and they're not understanding how to leverage trial reels, how to make content that builds impact and gets more followers organically. Of course, we leverage ads, of course, we build systems, but in this workshop, I break down a lot of simple things that you can do to double the views that you're getting without putting in any more effort, which is something that is a big treat for you guys because I know you're going to have a lot of value from this workshop. I also wanted to let you know before I start this video is that on the 27th of January, I've got a completely free workshop teaching you how to get to 20K a month with your online coaching business. It's in the description. Feel free to sign up. And without further ado, enjoy the video. Being a human is our biggest asset, which is kind of obvious, but that's kind of the overall theme of this workshop is that there's a lot of AI content that's going to not only going around now, but it's going to ramp up as the year goes by, right? Just like, trying to predict how stocks go within, the markets, we can predict how the future of content is going to go, and it's just going to be more and more AI generated, right? Or just AI influenced, quick, simple, easy. Along with that, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but very big players that are performing in every single person's niche, they have a team of like clippers that are pumping out tons of different clips of them, doing things. And that puts them at a big advantage compared to us because we are single people. But this is a really good way to test content easily. And we're basically doubling our output, which I'll get into throughout this video. So why are we changing up our content strategy, right? The reason that is because, in my opinion, content runs in kind of 6-month sprints. For 6 months, kind of a trend or a thing goes on and then it changes. And that's simply because billions, and I literally mean billions of people are consuming short form content. And every 6 months or so, people kind of get a little bored of what is currently going, viral, what is currently doing well. So people love to switch it up. It's kind of like, you watch your favorite series on Netflix, and then, when it's over, you might want to switch it up, or you might want to watch something different. It's kind of the same thing. So like I mentioned, through cheap clipping teams and AI generated content, we have to kind of compete with the volume, and we have to do it in a more smart way where we're gathering a lot of data. So if you guys don't know the context, we are producing more content that is less edited, and we're leveraging trial reels to do more testing. Okay? And that's what the premises of this video is about. And I've also got a whole step-by-step training in here as well. And the premise of this is very simple edited content. It's very easy to produce. So these are the pros. It's more human-like, and it's also more relatable, right? If you're posting videos that are highly scripted in a studio, the person that's sitting on the couch watching your content, they can't really relate to you because they're like, oh, I don't have an expensive camera, I don't have a studio, right? But if they just see you hanging out on your phone, it's just creates a better connection. The only cons of very easy produced content is you have to be very good at speaking, you have to be charismatic, and because of the volume, you'll get faster and improve that skill. But there's more emphasis on scripts and hooks and stuff like that. You have to be good at like curiosity, opening loops, which I'll get a little bit into on this training, but that's kind of a separate topic. It's harder to build authority, right? Because there's a lot of people doing that style. And I'll give you guys an example. Like if you see, without even like watching the video, someone in like a highly edited studio setup and someone that's just talking just like that, you immediately see the person that has a studio set up as like a higher authority because it's more expensive, etc. So you have to build your authority by sharing, right? Stories, your value, etc. And it's also harder to stand out, right? Because you are just posting content that's very simple. But this is the big but. I strongly believe the pros outweigh the cons because we're currently in a season of people being fed up with the polished, scripted look. And we're moving more to simple, relatable content. And Another big pro that I didn't even put on here is you're going to be able to gather a lot more data quicker, right? If you compare two versions of yourself, right? One person posts once a day, a kind of really scripted, edited piece of content with B-roll and stuff like that. And you've got another person or a duplicate of you that's posting 5 times a day, or maybe even 10 times a day. That's very unpolished, very simple. You're going to get a lot more data as the second person, and you can double down on things that are working and you'll get exponential results. Okay. Our main goal with content is to build trust, and we'll do whatever it takes to get there. And if we've got more data, we can do that better. Okay. I'll give also a little insight on what platforms want, just so you can also understand it from that view. Users, like I said, users are increasingly tired of heavily polished, overly produced content, and they want this more trustworthy stuff, right? But coming from TikTok and Instagram, their goal is to keep you on the platform, which also means editing on their platforms, right? TikTok, you can edit within the app. Instagram has their own app called the Edits app, and they want you to use their platforms. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but on Instagram it says on the bottom, it says edited with the Edits app. Sometimes you see that little badge. That is getting pushed out more through Instagram because Instagram wants you to use that. And that's just another bonus of using this type of tools. They want you to be longer on their platforms to make more money because they make more money by getting your attention and for ads. That's how Instagram and TikTok make money, through ads, right? And they need your attention to do that. So let's do a little step-by-step walkthrough. I'm not going to, because I'm actually doing the whole thing on my phone, I'll just quickly show you. There's a step-by-step, geez, I'm spoiling everything now. There's a step-by-step kind of tutorial, an 8-minute video of how I actually do this on my phone, and you guys can watch that in your own time, but I'll explain it as best as I can here because I actually don't edit on my computer anymore. I just do it all on my phone. That's the benefit of this strategy. Okay. So let's just go back here. So what you want to do is you want to open up the Edits app or the TikTok. It doesn't really matter. I prefer Edits. I think it's a bit more of a smoother platform. And basically, if you search on the Apple Store, you will get the Edits app. It's just very simple. It's kind of like an editing platform, right? And you can go back and watch the walkthrough. It'll make more sense. But you're going to create a video. I'll show you how to do a bit of research, but this workshop isn't really about how to research ideas, but it's more about like the actual strategy. You're going to create your video. You're going to just talk in front of the camera, very simple, and you're going to speak for 30 to 60 seconds. You can go up to 90 seconds, but ideally shorter is a bit better. And there's two ways you're going to create them. You're either going to put a big headline in the center here, right? So you're going to either put a headline in the middle, kind of near your chest area or the bottom of your chin, kind of there, or you're going to put it at the top. It doesn't really matter, but I've seen that both of these kind of formats work. I'm testing those out right now. So you're going to put a headline. Now, this is something that you're not saying in the hook. I'll give you an example. It's kind of like when you post a YouTube video, what the text that's on the thumbnail and the text that's on the caption, it's not the same. It's different. You want to have the same approach here. So if you say your biggest fear, you're going to say, the one thing that I've been thinking about a lot recently is blah, 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 right? You want to have it different because then they're reading this and they're listening to your voice. They're getting a bit more curious. Okay. Cool. And then the captions are going to be right underneath here or here, kind of in the same position. Okay. And that's how the actual structure of the video is going to be. And then you're just speaking. Okay. You're just speaking. I'll get into the audio reels a bit now as well, just because I just want to quickly cover it. You can also do 7-second videos where you're just doing something, where you're just standing there. We can look at a few examples later, and then you just put text. No speaking, right? If you want to test that out as well. But that's essentially the format. You're going to record your video, and if you make some mistakes, you're going to cut it out in the actual Edits app on your phone. You're going to place your headline like this, create auto-generated captions, and you're going to make sure, this is a little hack. You've probably noticed this, but when you auto-generate captions, they're kind of long, right? Like when you auto-generate captions, they're kind of got a few lines to them. They're like this. What I normally do is I go in the captions, I edit them, and I just click return on my phone, and I just kind of cut it up. If it's not clear now to do that, I've got the walkthrough tutorial on the phone, just so there's only a few words on screen. Okay. Now, when you'll see this in the walkthrough again, but after I've got the video edited on the platform, I'm going to download it off the Edits app, and I'm going to first post it on TikTok. The reason why is because on TikTok, you've got an option to add a really cool sound and then lower the music and boost up your voice a little bit. Because the downside of doing this on your phone is you don't have a mic, right? You're not hooking up a mic, you're not doing all of that stuff. So we're trying to get the best audio as quickly as possible. And on TikTok, you can actually boost the voice audio, which is quite good. You can't do that on edits. So that's why we posted first on TikTok. Boost your voice. We get on TikTok, get a bit of extra views there. It's kind of a bonus. We enable the setting to save it to your phone. And then you've got it on your phone, you post it on Instagram. I know that was a bit of a long one there, but again, the tutorial breaks this down step by step. Okay. So you're going to post it on TikTok and you're going to post it on Instagram. Okay. And I'll show you exactly how to post it on Instagram in a second. But essentially, you're going to post it as a reel, like you normally do, but as a draft first. So you're going to have like, you know how Instagram has like drafts? You're going to duplicate it. And then you're going to post it as a trial reel and as a regular reel. We'll get into that now. Okay. So when, first of all, just so I get a little vibe check in the room, who doesn't know what a trial reel is? Like has no idea. Just put like a
Nah,
one in the chat. Okay, cool. So, and also who has tested it? Has anyone tested trial reels before?
Yeah, a lot.
Okay,
yeah, a
okay.
lot. Yeah, me too. I got a
Okay,
lot of
cool.
followers from trial reels as well. It's very
Yeah,
effective.
yeah. Cool. So what trial reels is, essentially it's pushing a video out to people that don't follow you, that don't know who you are. And the reason why Instagram came up with this feature, it's very smart of them and it's super cool. Instagram was like, we want people to post more. That was essentially what their goal was with this feature. They were like, we want people to post more, but there's a lot of people, they want to be freaky. They want to try out new things on Instagram. They want to try out new sound effects, whatever. They just want to post, but they don't want to share it to people that already know them, right? They don't want to, embarrass themselves with their friends or people that follow them already. So they were like, we'll put a trial reel feature out so they can just share it to people that don't know them. Everyone wins. Instagram makes more money because more content's getting posted and you get more views and more attention to people that don't know you and you can get more followers. That's what the intended effect of of that feature was. For us marketers and business owners, we see it as okay, this is a way to always get in front of new people all the time. Okay, that's what trial reels are. So essentially, you've got two algorithms. You've got your feed. This is like where your feed is right now. And then you've got your trial reels. It's and that's how it's also how do I say it? They are treated as two separate entities, two separate almost two separate profiles. That's insane, right? So it's almost two separate profiles. So you can post the same thing on your feed and on your trial reels and it'll be completely fine. Which is pretty crazy, right? Because you can post one reel to your feed and one reel to your trial reels and you can get double the views without putting in any extra effort. Except this one's going to go to new people. Okay? So that's what trial reels are. Okay? And that's what we're trying to do with Instagram and how we're going to leverage it. So let's get back to the presentation. Does that make sense, guys, or do you still need a little bit more explanation on that?
Yeah, that makes
Just
pretty good sense.
cool. Just pop me a one if you. What if we change the hook and add another? Yes, we'll get into that, man. We'll get into how you can kind of post more on trial reels, okay? Um, so you're going to. Oh, I honestly should have made this as an amendment because I could have probably made this a bit more clear. But essentially, you've got these two separate entities. You've got the regular feed post and your trial reels, okay? With trial reels, you can post a bit more, right? Because it's to people that don't really know you, and we're trying this new strategy where we're posting a bit more volume, okay? I used to think this is going to help you guys a ton. I used to think that once a trial reel performed very well, because the way that it works is Instagram will give you the option to take a trial reel and post it to and kind of move it to your main feed if it performs well. Okay? Don't do that. Okay? We're always whatever we post on trial reels, we're going to keep it there forever. Okay? That's just something I wanted to mention is that sometimes it will tell you, do you want to post this to your main feed? We're not going to do that. Okay? Um but anyway, like and hopefully that's not confusing. Let's just do a few notes that I'm going to put in right here. Don't post duplicate trial reels. So, let's say you're like literally a copy one to one of the exact same reel. Don't post like two or three or four or five of the exact same video as a trial reel. It's not going to perform. You can only post one of what's in your feed on trial reel, and that's it. And then you have to make a variation like Luca mentioned, okay, which we'll get into. Don't exceed 5 trial reels per day. This is what I've read online is that different Instagram accounts have different limits of how many you can post. 5 is kind of the minimum. And some people that maybe are a bit more liked or favored by Instagram, they can post more than 5 per day. But because I don't want you guys to get any problems, post 4 to 5 a day max. Okay? And then wait the next day. The reason is if you post more than 5, you could get a banning or like a temporary block for 30 days. But we don't want that. We want to keep this feature ongoing. So post 4 to 5 trial reels per day. Okay. Okay, but you're going to be probably asking yourself, okay, Jay, how the fuck? How do I post 5 trial reels per day? Because that seems like a lot.
Yo,
But
Jay, I had a question.
Yep. What's up?
What if you repost, like for example, you post something 1 month and then after 2 months you repost the one that you have like or posted 3 months ago? Like you started reposting the old post. Is that also a smart idea, would you say?
Yes, but if you've already posted that on trial reels, let's say you posted a trial reel 3 months ago, right? Let's say this is your post. It's on I'm just gonna do TR, trial reel. Don't post the same thing 3 months ago on your trial reels as well. That's what I just mentioned, is that they can detect if it's a complete duplicate and it's not going to get a lot of views or maybe none. Okay? So it needs to have a variation.
Yeah. All
Okay?
right.
So that's what we'll get into a bit now on how do we post 5 per day. And I'll give you guys a little bit of a rundown. Okay? So the first thing is when you post it in on TikTok, like we mentioned in the step by step, you're going to put it over to Instagram and you're first going to post it kind of as a draft. You know how before you post it officially on your feed, you can have it as a draft? You are going to click this button that says duplicate reels as draft. So you've got 2 copies of the same reel in your drafts. One is going to go to your feed and one is going to go to trial reels. Okay? So now we're getting double the views. And you're not going to get like Instagram is okay with this. Okay? Because like I said, Instagram sees this as 2 separate profiles almost, 2 separate algorithms. So you're still going to get views on both of them. Okay? So that's how you're going to post. We got 1 trial reel out the way just from doing that. Okay? Obviously, if you're posting 2-3 times a day on your regular feed, you're going to be posting 2, 3 times on your trial reels as well. Okay. But there's also a few other hacks that you guys can do. Make slight modifications to existing content that has performed well. Okay. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you're just getting into this trial reels thing and you've already got a bunch of content on your Instagram. Post them on trial reels. Okay? So let's say Timothy, right? You're just getting into trial reels, you posted one today. Go through your feed and just if you don't have them saved on your camera roll, there's a website you can download it off your Instagram. You're just going to post those to trial reels. Most of you guys have tons of content posted. To get to 4 or 5 reels a day, you're just going to go through old stuff and post it on your trial reels. Okay? Another thing you can do is let's say you went through your best performing content, you posted it to trial reels, recreate it. Recreate it with a slight modification and then post it to trial reels. Literally almost the same thing, but just maybe re-record it with a different lighting. The only thing that you can't do, or I don't think works as well, is taking literally the exact same recording and maybe just changing the caption or changing the title because it sees it as the same recording. Okay? So you might want to re-record it again and then post it as a trial reel. You have to think a bit different with these trial reels because every single time you post a trial reel, it's going to people that don't follow you. So it's very hard to piss people off with posting the same stuff because once they follow you, they don't see your trial reels anymore. They only see the stuff on your feed. So it's very hard to upset people with this strategy because they just don't see it. You know, as soon as someone follows you, they don't see your trial stuff anymore. Okay? So that's the second tip is you want to make slight modifications to existing content that has performed well. So if you've got a video that did a bit better, got a bit more views, keep spamming it with different variations on your trial reels, and then you should be fine. Another one that's kind of underrated is a lot of you guys, or some of you, will do story yap sessions, where on your story, you're just kind of giving value or sharing a tip on your story. Just post that to trial reels. It's not going to hurt. It's going to new people. If it's something that resonates with a new audience, you can just take that, post it straight over to trial reels. You don't even have to do auto-generated captions. Just post it. Okay? Does that make any sense, or do you guys have any questions on how to get to this kind of volume every single day?
I'm kind of
Yeah.
stuck on like this Instagram where it says duplicate reels and drafts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe there's a way I can give you guys a live little walkthrough if I join with my phone on Zoom. But essentially, there's an option on Instagram before you post it as a reel. You can select it, post as a draft. Okay. Have you ever done
Yeah.
that before, Reese, or not?
I never did. I just usually just always put it up, so that's why it's just
Yeah.
new to
Gotcha.
good.
Gotcha. I'll quickly try to show you. Reel. Okay, I'm going to quickly do a screenshot and get it over here ASAP. Okay, just airdropping this over. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to quickly share the screenshot that I just took. Okay, so this is how it looks, right? Before you're about to post a video, there's a little thing here that says save to draft. You see that?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. You're just going to click that before you post it. Okay. And then let me just quickly go back to the presentation. And then you're going to click the duplicate option. So you have two variations of it, right? You've got one that you're going to post to your feed and one that you're going to go to the trial reel. Okay.
Okay.
And yeah, that's what I would do. Again, there's a little walkthrough that explains this a bit better than me. Okay, trial settings. Because I've opened my trial reels a while ago, I couldn't really backtrack this, but I just want to let you guys know that if you've never used trial reels before, it could be that something like this pops up where it says trial settings, right? And it says, it's a bit small actually, hopefully you guys can see it. It says trial settings, and then it has this button that says share to everyone automatically. Trial reels that get a lot of views in the first 72 hours will automatically be shared to everyone. Here it's clicked on because that's the only screenshot I could find. Unclick it. Okay, make sure this is disabled because basically what that does is it goes to your feed and then, it can maybe get a few extra views from people that already follow you to see it. I don't see the benefit. I would just post it on both platforms. You get more views from both. So that's what I would recommend. Okay? Makes sense? Cool stuff.
Makes sense.
Awesome. So this is a little bit advanced. I don't even do this yet, but I saw you can do it. You can also leverage comment automations with ManyChat with trial reels. The only difference is when you go to the settings stage, you want to go to the next post or reel. So before you post the trial reel with the comment automation, you're going to click, the automation and click this. I haven't even done this myself. I think it takes a bit too much time, but I just want to let you guys know that if you have a really good video that you think will perform well with a comment, call to action at the end, you can set up this ManyChat thing and then it will actually work even in the trial reels. Okay. Otherwise it wouldn't work. So that's something you guys can leverage as well. Let's get rid of my drawings here. Cool. And let's just continue. Full walkthrough. So again, I could play this here. If you guys wanted, I don't know if I'm sharing the audio here, or I could just give this to you after the call. But essentially, so I'm going to show you how, that's just like my thing. I show you how to use the edits app, how to record, how to edit, how to put the headline on. I'm just going to give you guys a little summary. How to put the headline, how to do the captions. If I show you the captions. Okay, that was too far. How to generate the captions, right? Let me go back. And then, yeah, this is the captions. As you can tell, they're a little bit longer, right? There's quite a bit of text on screen. And I show you to edit the captions and just hit enter and separate them a little bit. So there's not that much text on screen. The reason why this works is a little bit more stuff is popping up on screen, so it holds their attention. And also it's just a bit easier to read versus a long kind of text. It's just a bit easier to consume. So I do a little quick video on how to actually edit them. And then I go over to, how to download the video. You download it. You go over to TikTok. You post it. Right? Like I said, you guys can go through the video. And then on Instagram, how to post it. Okay? So like, I'll go a little bit back actually so you guys could see. So here I'm just creating a new reel, just like you normally would. I click the new reel that I just created as an example. And I'm going next. And then if you scroll down, there's this little trial reel thing. See? And that's going to be available for you there. And then I just selected that on, right? In this case, I didn't actually post it because I didn't want to post this to my trial reels. And then you will see here on your feed, there's this little trial reel section. There I've already posted a few videos. Some are performing better than others. It doesn't really matter. This is just free views that we would have not got. Okay? And that's basically the strategy, guys. It's a very simple thing that you guys can do. Even if you take a bit of time to get into this, just by posting what you're already posting on your feed onto trial reels, you're going to get a lot more views. Okay? I think that's it. So yeah. Any questions? Cool.
Hey Jay, I
Okay.
just turned my trial on, so it's just saying, share the trial. So click that.
Yep,
Okay.
exactly. Just make sure that, I don't know if this
You
pop up for you. When it says trial settings, just turn this off so it doesn't say share to
Okay.
everyone automatically. I don't know if this popped up for you.
Okay.
Yeah. We just want the trial reels to stay there. If something performed well on the trial reels, we'll just post it on our regular feeds. Another cool thing that I would definitely recommend you guys. This is just a funny thing. I'll do a really cool analogy for this. This is really funny. You know when you're out with your friends, it's kind of dark, it's kind of a late night, whatever, maybe you had a drink, whatever, and you just say stuff you wouldn't normally say. You're just kind of a bit more ballsy. That's how I would treat trial reels, you know? Because
Cool.
like no one that knows you is gonna see it. So let's say, for example, you want to post a piece of content only to trial reels and not to your feed. That's fine too. You don't have to post everything to your feed into your trial reels, okay? So like if you want to test something out, maybe you want to test a new framework, maybe you want to talk about something different, whatever, as long as it still has to be focused on who you're helping in the ICP and stuff, but you guys can be a bit more creative. That's how I see trial reels. You don't have to post everything that you do on trial reels to your main feed as well, but if it aligns with what you post regularly, post on trial reels, post on the feed. Make sense?
Yep.
Awesome.
yeah, and a strategy I use that helped me a lot, if I can tell everybody, is to
Yeah.
double down in the trial reels that achieved a lot of followers. So just slightly modifying and post again.
100%. That's exactly right. If you guys have a video that you got some followers from, just keep on recreating. Keep on going for it. I don't know this guy's name, but there's this one guy, he makes like stuff about like business and stuff, and he uses the same hook in every video. He just doesn't give a crap. He has the same hook in every single video and then just changes the body because it's just working. So if you have something that is working for you, don't like I'm gonna double down on that even more with my kind of stuff. Is just redoing the same thing that's already working, right? Like maybe Timothy, for you can do like, hey, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, that could be the hook, and then you just give different value in every video and just keep spamming that and see which one pops off. Um, as an example. So that's definitely the way to go, and yeah, I think it's pretty a strategy that not many people are speaking about, and I think you guys can definitely leverage this.